Hi, this is Courtney Jones from bestreitips.com and from the Facebook group, The Ins and Outs of Creative Real Estate Investing. Today, I want to share with you 7 simple steps to getting started in creative real estate investing. So, step one is super easy, but super difficult at the same time. I guess I should say super simple. You've probably heard it 1,000 times. It's that to set your goals. So decide, you'll notice I have that word in bold. Decide what your goals are and why they're important to you. If you don't have a burning desire and a big why as to why you want this to work, something more than just making a lot of money. The money's only going to motivate you so much. Times are going to get hard, things are going to get difficult. You're going to run across obstacles every single day. So there has to be a why. What will you do with the money? What will you achieve with the money? Who will you help with the money? How will you spend your time? What all those things are really going to be your big why. So get crystal clear on your goals and why they're important to you. And then, secondly, write them down and look at them daily. It is a proven fact that if you write your goals, you're more likely to achieve them. And looking at them daily helps kind of get your brain around those goals and what you need to do to start achieving them. Um, and then the thing I like to think about is are your goals aligned with your time availability? So in other words, if your goals are to make $20,000 a month, as an example, in real estate investing as a landlord, you have to own a lot of property or you have to go the multifamily route. And you're not going to make $20,000 a month buying and holding property as a landlord, and you're certainly not going to do it in 20 in if you have limited time. So you need to make sure that your goals match your time availability, and then we'll talk about some other steps a little bit later. There's a saying that I really love. It's that when you want to achieve X, so whatever your big why is, when you want to achieve X, as much as you need oxygen, then you will be successful. So it's really adopting that and deciding to have that mindset of nothing is going to get in my way and nothing is going to stop me. Making that decision that you are going to achieve these goals, excuse me, no matter what. Step two is to learn just enough. And I know that's contrary to what most people do. I talk to people every single day who've been studying and learning for 2, 3, 4 years and never taken action. You're never going to know enough. I've been doing this business over 26 years. I still don't know everything. Just last night, I learned some new concepts at a meeting that I went to. So you're never going to know enough. Have confidence in yourself. Know that you have the ability and the abilities and the skill set, even if it's not in real estate investing, but in other things that you've achieved and other things that you've accomplished. Know that you can overcome things, that you can learn, that yes, obstacles are going to come your way 100%, but that you can step back, trust in yourself, learn from your past things that you've worked with and dealt with, use common sense, and that you'll be able to move forward. So learn about the various business models, whether it be wholesaling, rehabbing, buy and hold, subject to owner financing, whatever those are. Then take a look at the day-to-day actions of that business model and just think of it from a common sense point of view. And then think about the day-to-day actions and ask yourself, do those day-to-day actions excite me? Is that something that sounds like I want to do all day? Okay. And then does the outcome of this model match your goals? So, in other words, if your goal is to generate cash, then being a landlord is not a great business model to match that goal right now. Okay. Later on, it may be because your goals will change regularly. But if you just want big chunks of cash right now because you need a new car, or because you've got tuition to pay, or because you want to retire, or because you want to feed your family better, or whatever, then being a landlord is not going to provide that for you. So your goals need to match your time allotment, and then all of that needs to match your business models. And you will find on the Facebook group that I do have a little bit of details more about how to match these things up. So, as an example, wholesaling, for instance, is a lot about marketing. You have to be, especially in competitive markets, you have to be a really good marketer to get your things seen. If everybody's marketing to motivated sellers, they might be getting, 20, 30 40 pieces of mail in a week. So you need to be a marketing expert to figure out how to get your things to stand out. Then after that, a big part of wholesaling is talking to motivated sellers. That's dealing with average everyday people who are in desperate situations typically on a regular basis. Does that sound appealing to you, or does that sound disgusting and not very fun to you? And then you have to sell those deals. So in order to sell those deals, you're going to be dealing with investors who are going to be trying to, uh, lowball you, obviously, who a lot of them don't like wholesalers. So you have to kind of overcome that a little bit. So just think about the day-to-day aspects of the business model before you choose it and decide if that's something that sounds appealing to you. Step number 3 is to focus on learning. Learn everything that you can about this business model. There's free books at the library. You don't have to spend a fortune on this. You can, and obviously that can speed things up. Reading's only going to get you so far. If you are not a action taker on your own, and you're one of those people who needs to have everything spelled out for you and step by step shown to you, then you're probably going to need a mentor or something to be able to take action. There's people in your community and local groups. Meetup.com is a great place to go. I run a meetup group here in the Phoenix area for women who are interested in real estate. There's a lot of places that you can go to learn, but just know that you want to at some point stop learning and start doing. Okay. Step number 4 is to decide and take massive action. So you can't learn forever. At some point, you have to take a leap of faith and take action. So I always tell the story when I got started in this business. So I feel like I can say this without being critical, because when I got started in this business, I was exactly where many of you are. And I learned and learned and learned and went to seminar after seminar after seminar and read book after book after book, even joined a couple coaching programs. But it still took me 2.5 years to do something and to take action on a deal. And I actually was spending $300 to $400 a month on ads, we buy houses type ads, and then going out and meeting with sellers. So I had all my time invested. And then I would just get so nervous that I was going to make a mistake, that I was going to undervalue the property or overvalue the property or underestimate the repairs or overestimate the repairs or whatever. I mean, it was just such a fear thing that I would go home, I would think about it, I would read all the books again, I would scan through everything, and then I would just chicken out, and enough time would go by that I would justify the fact that shouldn't call the seller back at this point. And when I finally made the commitment and decided to take action, that's when things changed. I made the decision because I was so frustrated, and I just said, that's it. What's the worst thing that can happen? Well, the worst thing that can happen is I could lose all my money and have to file bankruptcy. And so I decided, okay, am I willing to take a risk on myself and the future that I want and the opportunities that I see that this could provide for me, and take that risk? And I decided I was. I made the decision, yes. And so then I made a commitment that day, then and there, that within the next 30 days, I was going to buy an investment property, whether I made a good deal, a bad deal, or anything in between. And that's when things changed for me. So I encourage you to, yes, learn, but at some point you have to start taking massive action. Step number 5 is to build relationships. Start assembling a team. Start meeting with title companies and asking them what they have to offer investors. What do they charge? What do they do? Do they do the business model that you're interested in? Find the right title company for you. Find somebody that you click with, that you mesh with. Realtors, not every realtor is going to be great for every aspect of your business, but they still know buyers and sellers, and they're still good people to contact and make contacts with. Lenders, obviously, same thing. At some point, even though I buy properties with no money down, when I go to sell properties, most of my people need to get a loan. And so I like to have those relationships with lenders. Potential partners, people that you might be able to do the business with, if that's something that's of interest to you, maybe to get started. Other investors. A lot of people coming into this business feel like other investors are their competition. And yeah, I mean, to some degree they are, but there's so much business out there, and there's so many people that are willing to help, and there's just enough for everybody. There really is. And if you're a wholesaler, you have to have other investors to sell your deals to. And if you're a rehabber, it's really good to have wholesalers, that you work with to help you find deals when you need them. It's just makes sense to network together and learn from each other and help each other. Contractors, of course, they can help you get to know. If you've never done a rehab and you need to estimate repairs, contractors can be great in that respect. So there's just tons of people you can start building relationships with. You should be associating with these people daily, somehow, some way. Having, if you're working a full-time job and trying to get this started, then you do it on your lunch break or after work or whatever. But every day you should be texting, calling, having lunch or dinner or a glass of wine or a coffee or whatever with people to start to build relationships in the business. Step number 6 is to generate leads. Start generating motivated seller and cash buyer leads. If you're looking at creative real estate investing, then more than likely you're going to be buying with no money down techniques or owner financing, things like that, which we'll go into in another video. In order to do those types of transactions, you need motivated sellers. This is not your average everyday Joe who only knows how to put his house up for sale with a realtor and has all the time in the world to get that house sold and has no motivation other than he just wants to sell his house. You're looking for motivated sellers, sellers who need to sell, don't just want to sell. Okay. You also want to generate cash buyer leads because you need to have some place to sell these properties once you get them. So there's many different ways to generate leads: direct mail, bandit signs, door knocking, Facebook ads, referrals, realtors, code enforcement officers, and I could go on and on and on. When I'm working with clients, I show them a ton of different ways to do them. I show them exactly what I do and how we generate as many leads as we do. On the Facebook page, you'll also find a list of 20 things that you can do without any money on this every single day basis. So, tons of ways to generate leads. Also, a super overlooked area and resource is your title company business development person. Title companies can get you access to a lot of different lists and resources that are going to be extremely valuable for you. So, as you start to build those relationships in step 5, ask the questions. What resources do you have available for investors? And I think you'll find some really great resources there. And step 7 is to get a mentor. Why should you reinvent the wheel? Okay. There's people who have been there and done this before you. If you can get there 90 days, a year, 2 years earlier, what is that worth? I told you my story. When I think about it now, I think I get a little frustrated. That 2.5 year period of making the money that I could have been making if I would have bitten the bullet and gotten a mentor to help me to be able to move quicker. 2.5 years of $25,000 to $50,000 a month in profit was a lot of lost opportunity. So what would that be worth to you? If you want some help and you want to talk about some of these things, book a breakthrough session and let's talk about your goals. Make sure that they're aligned with your actions and make sure they're aligned with your business model. And let's talk through some of the issues that might be of help to you to help you get moving forward from this point forward. So you can book a call with me at meetme.so/breakthrough session. Again, that's meetme.so/breakthrough session. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Courtney Jones with Best REI Tips and the Facebook group, The Ins and Outs of Creative Real Estate Investing. And I look forward to seeing you on a breakthrough session soon.